Former President Donald Trump flushed documents down a White House toilet, was concerned he might die of COVID, and almost fired his daughter. These are just a few of the revelations contained in New York Times journalist Maggie Haberman's new book. It's not the first to be written about Trump, but it's certainly one of the most damning. Under the Presidential Records Act, files created or received by a president are the property of the US government and must be given to the US National Archives once the presidency ends. So you can imagine the White House staffer's shock when confronted with a toilet clogged with printed paper, allegedly documents the president had tried to flush. He also tore up papers, a revelation that comes as Trump faces a criminal investigation for keeping government records at his Mar-a-Lago estate.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Trump's famed lack of tact followed him into the White House. Haberman says that shortly after his inauguration, Trump mistook a racially diverse group of Democratic staff for waiters. When confronted with some of the brightest political minds in the US, he asked them to fetch the canapes.
Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's
China.
racist.
It's not racist at all. No.
When Trump caught COVID in October 2020, Haberman says he was scared of dying. His deputy chief of staff, Tony Ornato, even warned the president that if his condition became worse, he would have to start a process to ensure the continuity of government. This happened alongside Trump's several attempts to minimize the severity of the pandemic. Haberman says that the former president told his aides to take off their masks and advised the then New York governor Andrew Cuomo not to talk about the virus on TV, telling him not to make a big deal out of it. Haberman released her book just weeks after this one by journalists Peter Baker and Susan Glasser. They say that Melania Trump criticized her husband's handling of the pandemic. In a phone call with the former New Jersey governor Chris Christie, Melania asked for help convincing her husband to take the pandemic more seriously. But she said that he just dismissed her, telling her that she worried too much. According to Haberman, Trump also wanted to fire his daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner. Trump almost tweeted that the pair were leaving their positions as White House aides, but stopped when then Chief of Staff John Kelly said that he should speak with them before sending the tweet. But Trump didn't do either, abandoning the tweet and the idea entirely. The former president responded to this particular idea, calling it fiction. But the book doesn't stop there. It also says that Trump frequently talked down on his son-in-law, saying that he sounds like a child and wishing he looked like Tom Brady. This is far from everything divulged in Haberman's 600-page book. Drawing on interviews with more than 200 sources, including former aides, and even 3 interviews with Trump himself, the journalist writes about how he came up with his excuse for not releasing his tax returns, and the then president's several suggestions to bomb Mexican drug labs. Trump has responded to the book by accusing Haberman of making up stories and failing to check the facts.